M1 flamethrower. The M1 flamethrower was provided by the United States during World War II. It had a capacity of 5 gallons and a range of 15 meters. It was also used to attack pillboxes and fortifications. Then, the M2 flamethrower. It was developed by the United States and used during World War II, the Vietnam War, and the Korean War. It had a range of 40 meters, and it was used to combat strong and fortified Japanese positions. Colt M1911. This pistol was used during World War II in various environments, making it special. It destroyed pistols such as the famous German Luger. The M1911 was the most powerful military pistol in use. Then, we have the Colt 1903. It was designed and developed by John Browning during World War II and had a fantastic effectiveness against the Japanese army.
A handgun is the ideal weapon for both defensive and offensive close-quarter man-to-man combat fighting. Easily carried at the side, it's practically a part of you. In spite of the weapon's light weight and compactness, a bullet smashing through only one of these white pine boards would be enough to seriously wound a man. Before handguns can be fired properly, men must first complete basic training with the pistol and revolver on a standard range. Here, trigger squeeze, sighting and aiming, and other fixed and correct firing habits are learned. This basic training, however, doesn't prepare a man to get the most out of his weapon in combat. For here on the range, he's firing under ideal conditions at stationary targets. Being a good shot on a range doesn't mean that a man will be the same good shot when the target is moving or firing back at him. To get the maximum out of his gun, a man must learn to fire quickly and instinctively.
After pistols, we move to submachine guns. The first one is the M3 submachine gun. This effective submachine was introduced by the United States and it was a .45 caliber gun. It started its service on December 12, 1942 and it effectively penetrated the Japanese defenses. Then we move to the racing M50. It used the .45 ACP cartridge for its ammunition was fed by either 12 or 20 round clips. This limited the effective range of the weapon to about 100 meters. The muzzle velocity of the racing was 280 meters per second, while its rate of fire was 550 rounds per minute. And the last one is the M1A1. This submachine gun was introduced in the American Army by General John T. Thompson in 1918, used during World War I and II. It had a 11.4 millimeter caliber and a 20 round capacity.
And then we move to the MK fragmentation grenade. The American hand grenade from 1918 to the 1960s, better known as the pineapple grenade, the MK2 served in World War I and II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. Then we move to the M1 Garand. It was the first semi-automatic military rifle used as the standard combat shoulder weapon, weighed 9.5 pounds and was fed from the 8-round clip. It was a primary US infantry weapon in the World War II and the Korean War. More than 500,000 M1s were manufactured.
The rifle you see in front of you would be the standard infantry rifle for all American forces during World War II, the M1 Garand. It fired an 8-round magazine, loaded from the top. It's a semi-automatic weapon, you can fire 8 shots without reloading. And on the 8th shot, this metal clip would ping out the top, and that would indicate that you'd run out of ammunition and would need to reload.
And the last one is the M1 Carbine, commonly known as a light rifle, chambered for .30 pistol weight ammunition to deliver accurate semi-automatic fire from a 15-round detachable magazine fed by a gas-operated mechanism, was used by the United States during World War II, Korea, and Vietnam and retired in the early 1970s.
And air-cooled. Here's how it works. Before you load, lock the gun with a safety by pushing this button from left to right. Remove the empty magazine, then insert a loaded magazine.